Hello everyone, welcome to Dickson's Java 101 tutorial 7. And today I'm going to teach you how to use a while loop and how to continuously add numbers. So let's start. So create a new project, a new class called while loops. I've imported the Java library scanner and I also created a scanner within the main class. So what is a while loop? Um, while loop has a condition. So for example, if we want to enter grade scores as many times as we want, and we're not letting the computer know when we will stop, if we want to stop it, we'll just hit -1. And if the user hit -1, the loop will stop, which means the condition has met. If the condition has not been met, the while loop will continuously run. So that's the main difference between a for loop. Because a for loop, the computer programmer will tell when the loop will start and when the loop will finish, and will either be incremented or decremented. But a while loop is the condition has to be met in order for it to stop. So we're just going to use enter grades as an example for while loop. So first of all, we're creating a scanner and we're just going to create our variables. I'm going to create a variable called test, and I'm going to create a variable sum, and then I'm going to have an initialize an amount to it. You'll see what I mean later. So we're going to hit use an example. So student, please enter your grades. If you want to stop, hit -1, enter -1 to have things consistent. Okay, so we created a print statement using instruction. Now we have to input the variable. So we're just going to go test equal to input dot next int open bracket input. Okay, so the user is going to input their test scores and tests. If we want to have things called accumulated, we'll have to use the formula like this. So we can go sum, because sum is 0, is equal to sum plus test. So sum is 0, 0 equals 0 plus, for example, test, I got an 80 in it. So it'll be 0 plus 80. And then sum will turn to 80 for the second one, and then 80 plus the next test. Maybe we got a 90, and 80 plus 90 will be 70, and so on and so forth. So we'll keep on continue. So this is a continuous formula. But in computer programming, we usually write that equation like sum is plus to and equal to test. So all that's missing is that sum after equal, and plus goes on the left and equal is going to side. So sum plus and equal to test. So this is going to be a continuous formula. This is very useful. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to the while loop. The while loop is very simple. So we just go while open bracket, and then we have the condition there. The condition. So for example, if test does not equal to -1, the loop will continue. So I'm just going to write some notes. This is the equal sign, and this is not equal to. So exclamation mark equal is not equal. So if the test is not -1, it will still continue. Therefore, we actually have to put this formula into the while loop. Because in computer programming, anything that is outside the curly mustaches, anything in the while loop does not apply. So if this was there, this sum will not apply within the while loop because we want to keep on continuously add to the formula. So since I have the number inputted continuously inputted, I have to repeat my print statement and repeat my input statement. So I can just copy and paste this. Copy all of this actually and put it there. So for example, if I enter a number there, this is the formula, print this, so it'll be 0 plus 0. And it'll be get printed. Once it get printed, it'll ask the user to input the new number. So the loop keeps on going, continue, continue, continue. So that's the while loop. Once the condition has been met, when -1 has been met, the code will go out of the loop, which is here. In good coding practice, you usually have to say closing while loop, because you have lots of opening brackets and closing brackets and get all mixed up. Closing main, closing class. So once we get out of the loop, we can print the sum. The sum is sum. Let's give this a try. So student, please enter your grades if you want to stop enter -1. I assume I got 100 on my first one, and then I might drop down to a 90, and then I might drop down to negative to 95, not negative. So let me see. So 100 plus 9 is 190 plus 95. So I'm just going to exit out of this, and the three numbers should add up. Awesome, it adds up to 285. 185, yep, 285. So 90 plus 95 is 185, plus 100 is 285. So the sum is 285. So just a recap, you need to create a scanner in the main, create your variables. You have to write the print statement outside the while loop, because we want this to be coded run first as the user to input data. And if the user inputs -1, the loop will not apply because the condition has met. Once the condition has met, it goes outside the loop into here. But if the user inputs a number that is not -1, it will go through this loop and it will continuously run again until the user has -1. Once the user has -1, it will go outside the loop, and then the system.print line, the sum is, will be printed. So this is a simple concept of while loops, and I'll teach you more advanced applications using loops later on. So I hope you liked this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.